Hello everyone, how are you? My name is Amanda Ellis and a very warm welcome to my channel. YouTube tells me this is my 901st video, which feels very appropriate for today's subject, which is linked into the energies of Mother Earth and some channeling from her, as well as from the elements of fire, water, air and earth. We're going to call in some archangels to help us as well. We are going to look at some crystal energies, some colour energies, pull some cards, just really spend a moment honouring this great planet that we are on. And I'd like to start actually by saying one thing that is coming through very, very strongly from Mother Earth, but also from Archangel Sandalphon, who is a great archangel to call on to help ground us and to help us remember that the steps we take upon her should be consciously done. And I will say that actually I went to my own Metatron deck today and I pulled a couple of cards just to get me into the flavour of what maybe might want to come through in this video. And I got Archangel Sandalphon, which is I'm with you now, but it came with the card of the cosmos mirrors you. And it really is just that reminder. And actually then the next card that came out was the card which is the Tree of Life, which is our journey through this lifetime, from spirit to becoming earthbound to then moving back to spirit when it is our time to come. What we put out is what we become. Manifestation is real, and it doesn't have to be the big things, it can be the very small things. And I think we forget the power of our thoughts and how that either eases our journey on earth or creates great big blocks. Mastering the mind so that we can manifest in something better for the earth and for ourselves is important. But it's also to do with how we view Mother Earth also. Before I get to how we view Mother Earth and her messages, I want to just say one thing on manifestation and the little things that can happen in our life, that when we acknowledge them, and they're about re-remembering the power that we have within us, this forceful engine and agent for change that we can use to our advantage or our disadvantage. So I've got two very small little stories, but both quite amusing. One positive, one not so positive. So let's start with the less positive. This is what our mind does, the thoughts we put out and how quickly they appear. I was walking through the park yesterday and they had just cut the grass. The grass had been quite long, but it was now short. And as I was walking through the park, I was thinking, I hope I don't get a tick bite, because I was wearing a dress, my legs weren't covered, but the grass wasn't long. There probably wasn't any danger of a tick jumping out at me from flattened grass. But I just thought that was the thought, I hope I don't get a tick bite. I then carried on my walk and looked down a bit further up the road, and there was a tick just on my hand here. And I quickly brushed it off and it didn't bite me, I'm fine. But I realised that I had created that. That's because it had, even though there are ticks in this part of the world, Bella sometimes gets them and we have to remove them. I've never had one land on me like that. So I knew I'd manifested that. In the same way, in a positive sense, without blowing my own trumpet, sometimes I get spotted, when I'm walking around town, because I'm quite well known on YouTube, etc. And it just came to me, I thought, oh, no one's actually bumped into me recently and said, oh, are you Amanda? And as soon as I said that, within an hour, I was in the supermarket and one of you, hello if you're watching, came up to me and said, you're Amanda, aren't you? And I knew in the same way that I had manifested that really pleasant encounter with this lovely lady. We had a little chat about sea swimming and all of that. And it's just two stories about the power of manifestation. So let's get back to Mother Earth and what we're doing to her. Now, I am not trying to gaslight, put my head in the sand and pretend things are not happening in this world that are happening. We know that there are big abuse is happening to Mother Earth. I did a video, for example, about 2 or 3 back on the UK's plan to try to dim the sun. And obviously, I'm not for that. So we're not going to talk about that again in this video. You can go back and watch what I said on that. I'm very well aware of the things that are being done to Mother Earth that are against her natural rhythm. Okay, and it's very easy to get very angry, very het up, very frustrated, very saddened, very disillusioned with regards to the state of the earth. But back to manifestation, back to these cards of the cosmos mirrors you. The more that we stay in that vibration, the more that actually we're keeping her trapped in what is being done to her. If we can try to raise our vibration to seeing her healthy and whole and balanced and thriving as a planet, abundant as a planet, unified as a planet, love all around the planet, that is what we can help her become an even higher frequency of. But the more we stay into the energy of just looking at what is wrong and what is being done that's wrong, the more that we help to manifest more of that. So it's a very delicate line, I know, because I do believe we should be calling people out that are abusing Mother Earth. And that includes, of course, all of it, you know, all of the elements, what's being done to our oceans, our rivers, our parkland, etc. But somehow it's about noticing it, calling it out, but not staying in the frequency of anger, upset, or fear for her. Because when we're fearful for her, we are unintentionally injecting arrows of poison into her that are causing her pain. And I know none of us want that. So that's the first message from Sandalphon. And you know, if you look back at the card, the Archangel Sandalphon card, you'll see that he's depicted playing a harp. And Archangel Sandalphon is very much linked into the rhythm of music and the vibration of music to lift energy. If we look at the indigenous ones, the elders, the drumming on the land, you know, and the music, rattles that are used to help, again, raise the vibration of earth, but also tune into the vibration of earth as well. So song, music, the melody, our speech, our rhythm, absolutely influences what is happening to her, not just now, but in the future, okay? Because how she is now is a manifestation of what the collective have put out, but we can change the future by what we do now. So it's really important we remember that. Let me just spray the Archangel Sandalphon spray. This is linked into the Earth Star Chakra. For those of you that are new to my channel that might not know what the Earth Star Chakra is, the Earth Star Chakra is your rooting system. It is underneath your feet, about a foot underneath your feet. And how big or expansive it is or wide it is very much linked into how well you are watering those roots, how well you are grounding. Are you getting out into nature? Are you putting your feet onto the bare earth? Are you honouring nature in some way, which also includes the animal kingdom? So Sandalphon is about reminding you of that Earth Star chakra beneath your feet, the rooting system, but also the whole rooting system beneath Mother Earth. I believe that London in the UK is linked into the Earth Star chakra of this planet. It's a very important city. It's interesting, of course, like many cities, we have the Thames running through it. The Thames, I think, probably is quite dirty and polluted, like many rivers are. I'm being shown the Seine in Paris, which they had to clean up for the Olympics, I believe, so that the swimmers could swim in the sea, the river. But you know, our rivers are polluted, and it's important that the waterways in our cities are as pure as they can be, because they are channels which help move the energy around. And so for the River Thames in London to be polluted as it is and uncared for as it is, isn't helping to raise the frequency of London to the optimum place that it could potentially be. Of course, there are all sorts of other aspects with London, as there are other major cities, but I'm just talking about London because it's linked into this Earth Star chakra. It's where the seeds are, it's where change can happen, it's where growth can come or growth can be cut off. So anyway, let's get back to you and see any other message that Sandalphon has for you, and also just generally with regards to Mother Earth. Archangel Sandalphon. He's showing me the imagery, it's really beautiful, of this young lady barefoot, and she's walking through a field of dandelion heads. You know, dandelion heads, when the flower, and you blow it and the seeds just go everywhere. There's something to do here of the purity of this young lady who's walking through this field barefoot. She's very much linked into the energy of the maiden, which is that archetypal energy of youth, optimum youth, where you have hope and you have expectation and anticipation of what is to come. You still have enthusiasm, hopefully. You haven't been as maybe dulled by life experience that's worn you down. This maiden that I'm seeing walking through this field is pure. She's very pure. She has a very high frequency, and she's just walking barefoot, knowing that nothing can harm her in this field. But the dandelion heads, the seed heads, are symbolic of the fact that her fragrance and her purity, and she represents the divine feminine, of course, can be spread worldwide if we just allow the flow and the rhythm and the wave to take our energy to where it needs to go in the world. So to be very conscious of your energy that you are projecting out into the world, because when it's good and it's fragrant and it's beautiful, it creates change that you cannot ever understand. You might never see. Being of spiritual service, being of light work, is to do with being humble. So it's a bit like planting the oak tree as a sapling, knowing that you're never going to see the full tree, which might take 100 years to grow, or 200 years, or 300 years to be in true magnificence. You're planting something, the seeds are being sown for future generations. And Mother Earth is showing me herself as this young maiden today. And she's also saying that, you know, her longevity as a planet, she's going to be around for quite a long time still. I don't know how old planet Earth is, but obviously she's been here for a long time. She has a long history, and it's a very human condition to put onto her that she's old, she's a dying planet, she's this, she's that. But again, I'm just feeling this youthfulness to the Earth, which is just saying, I am only just beginning. I'm only just beginning. So that's interesting as well, because remember, time is not linear. So we may or may not understand that with regards to ourselves and our own lives, that time is not linear. But Mother Earth is showing me that time is not linear for her either, and that how she feels today and how she's representing herself today is this young maiden with the whole journey in front of her. So do not pity me, do not feel sorry for me, do not worry about me, do not fret over me. Know that I am okay. That's really the energy that I'm getting. There is nothing in her energy field today that is making me feel worried for her. And you know, the truth is, and I've said this many times, which is that there might be problems with regards to humanity and, you know, our life expectancy, basically. You know, as a species, do we deserve to still be here generation after generation after generation? That's not a foregone right, actually, is what I'm hearing. But Mother Earth, is always going to be here, you know? It's a bit like if you look at something like Chernobyl and what happened there. Nature has reclaimed that land. And okay, it might not be still livable on, or, you know, it's not going to be livable on for a while, although I do believe there are some people that do live there. But eventually it will, she's reclaimed it and will continue to reclaim it year after year. So don't worry about me is what she's saying, is the first thing to say. She's saying worry about yourself, although worry isn't the right thing. It's more to do with concern yourself with yourself, concern yourself with your own vibration, because I'm just reflecting where humanity is at, for good, for bad, but I will thrive, I will continue. Nothing can ever harm her in the long term. Yeah, okay, so that's also Sandalphon's energy coming through as well. I've got a couple of stones in front of me. I've shown a few of them, a couple of them before, but this one I want to bring back to show you. The camera might not be focusing on it very well, but it's Petrovsky stone. It's very, very old. Laura, thank you very much. You sent this to me years ago, and it's very precious. It's one of my favourite. It's actually a necklace. I should probably be wearing it today, shouldn't I, with this colour that I've got on? But it's obviously ancient, so I'm going to hold that. I'm also being drawn to Amazonite today for some reason, but more than anything it's showing me the colour of that water. It's reminding me of Mediterranean seas, and I want to go with this one first, so the energy of the Mediterranean and seas. So we've just had quite a big earthquake off the coast of Crete, where I went to last year on holiday. I absolutely fell in love with Crete. I thought it was an absolutely beautiful place. Definitely want to go back. And I really felt probably the past lives that I'd had there, because I just felt at home as soon as I got there. But yeah, there was a big earthquake off Crete. I believe it rippled out across many other places yesterday. There was a risk of a tsunami, but that didn't happen. There was also quite a big quake in Naples, I believe, only a couple of days ago. I know there are earthquakes happening all the time anyway. Also, America is heating up, I know that, but I'm being shown this turquoise linking into the Mediterranean right now. So let me just see what wants to come through, linked into the waters there, the seas there. And I'm going to spray the water elemental spray. If you look at that, look how, what a perfect match is that. That is just beautiful. It's also one of my favourite colours. I absolutely love turquoise. Anyway, let's go to the water element. And the water element, the command is flow. Okay, so let's just sink into the waters around the Mediterranean. I don't know why I'm seeing sharks. I don't think there are sharks in the Mediterranean, are there? But for some reason I'm seeing sharks. Okay, I'll just have to go with what I'm being given. I'm seeing some sharks. Now, doesn't mean it's every single beach in the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean covers a huge expanse of coastline, but I'm seeing there's going to be some unusual shark sightings in the Mediterranean seas this year, or unusual behaviour displayed. Okay, so I don't want to put the fear of God into everybody. You know, I will still be going into the Mediterranean Sea if I go out there this year, but, you know, it's just a word of caution. At the end of the day, there's more danger for all of us just stepping outside of our front door and walking down the road. There's more chances of being hit by a bus or a car than probably being eaten by a shark. So please let's get everything in proportion. But I'm seeing sharks. What else am I seeing? So the Mediterranean Sea. It's an obvious thing to say, maybe, how healing that they are, the waters are, the warmth of the waters, the clearness of the waters, that turquoise colour. Okay, right, what I'm feeling is we're entering the Aquarian age, which is linked to the colour turquoise. There's something about literally immersing our body in the vibration of turquoise. whether that be through working with crystals, whether that be through working with colour sprays, whether that be through, if you're lucky enough, sinking your aching body into the warm turquoise waters. Oh my God, I want to be there now. I mean, but there really is something in this. Also the stone turquoise as well, and Larimar, but it really is the turquoise vibration. There's something to do with, for example, if you're using a spray or if you're using a crystal, if you set the intention when you spray or when you hold the crystal that my aura is actually becoming filled with turquoise light. So you're actually envisaging and visualizing and feeling. Remember, the cosmos mirrors you. You can manifest anything into being. That your aura becomes turquoise in nature. Now that doesn't mean that it has to stay like that forever, because you are unique. Your auric colour is going to change from day to day. But it's about allowing yourself in meditation or spiritual connection to sit in the vibration of turquoise, because sitting in the vibration of turquoise aligns you to this new age that we're moving into, which is the Aquarian age. Yes, and maybe this is also why I've had such a pull to this other crystal. I think I showed you, well, I did show you this in my galactic video that I've just done. Aqua Aura. Again, look at the colours. Aqua Aura, Amazonite, the water spray, turquoise itself. Definitely needing to shower ourselves with that. So another way, if you're not near the sea, of course, is to I mean, it's a very good cleansing protocol anyway to do, but this is cleansing protocol with an added oomph to it. So when I used to do face-to-face healings, and I was actually dealing with people in my physicality, of course you often will have people coming to you who are very sad, very depressed, there's something terrible that's happened, that's why they're coming. And as a healer, it's not your job to absorb any of that, okay? So you have to protect yourself. But equally, there could be days where someone's story was just so tragic or so awful, a little chink of it got in. So I would always imagine, as I left where I was doing the healing, or if it was in my home, the doorway, when you go through the doorway out back into your world or your family life or whatever else you've got to get on with on a daily basis, literally as though there is a shower of beautiful cleansing light coming down. It's like you're going through a jet wash basically, or a car wash, but rather than it being a car in the wash, it's you going in. That's quite a good analogy actually, because if you go into a car wash with all the jets and the the big roller brushes that come up, they give the car a blinking good clean, and that's what we need to be doing to keep ourselves energetically clean anyway. So you can imagine either the car wash, the jet wash, or I used to just imagine going through a doorway with running water, imagining the water. Although don't manifest physical water in your house, of course. Just remember to say it's just etheric cleansing, please, Spirit. But adding in the colour turquoise to this water, okay, it's really, really important. Okay, let's do some cards now, see what wants to come through. I'm going to start with an animal deck. This is a deck that was sent to me a few years ago by one of you, Cindy, who is an artist. She created this deck. It's the only one, I think, in the world, because she put them onto laminate for me, with the thought that maybe I might try and help her publish it, or I would, add my bit of magic to it and write a book to go with it or something. I haven't really had much time to do anything with it yet, but it's very much been coming back to me recently. So it's very large though, there's about 60 different cards. So I'm going to pull one from each pile and see what animal message there is. Okay. What she also did was try to weave in some of the animals that I've been talking about in my videos over the years, that were bringing forth teaching, whether that be the porcupine, the penguin, etc. But anyway, let's see what we get. We've got the meerkat. It says, be alert to danger and group dynamics. So that is just reminding us how good animals are at sensing danger, how they just know when something's off or when something's about to happen. And they understand the signals, basically. So remember that, you know, if you're in an earthquake zone, or you're in an area where fires are possible or flooding is possible, we've really got to start not just knowing that animals can do that they sense danger, but actually seeing them as a teacher, really giving them the respect that they deserve. That when your pet is playing up or not quite themselves, take note of it. You know, sometimes it is just a dodgy stomach or whatever, but sometimes it's the dodgy stomach is because of something that's going on, whether it be solar flares, whether it be something linked into Schumann resonance, whether it be to do with a volcano about to erupt, a tidal wave coming in, whatever it is. We must start to notice nature more, to be more in connection with nature, in the same way the indigenous ones were. They would know, they would be able to read the signs. We have lost the ability to read the signs, but what I'm hearing is it's all within us. It's just about a re-remembering. And it starts with acknowledgement and taking notice. Okay, so we have the meerkat, be alert to danger, group dynamics. Also, I feel, this is slightly off the subject of Mother Earth, but there's something here about the power of tribe. Actually, in front of me, I've just got some music playing that you can't hear. And anyway, it's Sam Garrett, and he's performing at Barcelona at some festival, and the picture is, I love Sam Garrett, but the picture is of him, is all his tribe. Everyone's there having fun, okay, having a great time, raising the vibration of light and love. So whether it's at a music festival, whether it's here as a community on YouTube, whether it's in anywhere where there is tribe, be on the lookout for the vipers in the nest. Again, back to boundaries being very important. Not everybody does have your back. Not everyone's got your back. The meerkats know how to have each other's back, in the same way that a pride of lions know, or our gorillas know how to look after themselves. They have each other's back. Humanity has a spiteful aspect and archetypal energy, and I think we're in times right now, and it's being exacerbated by the changes in Mother Earth, where people are feeling on edge. They're not necessarily always operating from their higher self, which is an understatement, but I'm really talking about the real vipers in the nest, who do not have your best interests in heart, and more than anything do not have the best interests of the tribe at heart. I mean, I am being shown, I don't want to get political here, but I'm being shown the festival in Israel, the October the 7th or 8th, can't remember the exact date, you know, where everyone was partying, and then from nowhere you just have massacre and killing. Now, hopefully that's obviously not going to happen again, but I am picking that up because it just feels the analogy of this time that we're in. Where was the security there? Where was, you know, anyway, I don't want to get into that. I would just like to send peace, though, to the Middle East, of both sides. Right, let's pull another card linked into animals. So I'm just smiling because I'm looking at the Sam Garrett concert. There's something, because they're just all looking so happy, you know, and this is the thing. Some people just want to wipe that smile off your face. It's back to energy. It's back to what you put out is what you receive. Just be mindful of tribe and protective of tribe. Look to the animals, how they behave. Okay, let's have one more card from this animal deck, please, from the other half. What other animal would like to make an appearance? The kangaroo. Why not? I'd love to see a kangaroo. We have got moving forward a 9-month cycle. Well, interesting. This is my 901st video. So we are moving on. We are into a new cycle. But this is moving forward a 9-month cycle. So sorry, I've showed the card. The message I'm getting here is I often talk about the analogy of birth and pregnancy, and we're in the final birth pangs and all the rest of it of New Earth. But it almost feels like, dare I say it, the analogy I'm getting today is we're through the eye of the needle. I know not everything is perfect. I'm not trying to say it is, because new Earth doesn't just arrive in a flash like that, okay? But we've completed a cycle. The baby has dropped, it's in your arms, it's like, now what do we do with it? And then you unexpectedly find out you're pregnant with another one. I mean, maybe this is literal for somebody. I do feel, oh, this is interesting. I do feel, because there's a lot of doom and gloom. Oh, okay, so this is a really important message from Mother Earth. There's a lot of doom and gloom and factual evidence that birth rates are dropping. It was one of my predictions at the start of January that Metatron wanted us to talk about falling birth rates. Some people said, well, that's good, isn't it? You know, because there's too many people in the world. Well, it's fine until you start to realise that there's not enough people to maybe keep society going or functioning, or even countries existing. What I'm feeling is there's going to be an increase in births, and that's a big thing to say, because I know it's going against everything that's out there. Okay, Metatron saying the reason he's asking me to say it, because he knows I'll be shot down in flames for saying it, is because he's trying to demonstrate to us as a tribe the power of what we're putting out. That the more we say, I mean, I'm not saying we are saying that, but, you know, worst case scenario, some of the language, which is like population decimation, civilization collapse, extinction of the planet because not enough life to sustain it, not enough people to grow the crops, all this type of stuff, that can become a reality, you know? But there's like a counter energy in town, and it's coming in with this kangaroo energy. Are kangaroos particularly fertile? Have I got any zoologists that watch me? I'd be very interested to know whether kangaroos are particularly fertile, or can they have multiple roos in their pouch? I don't know, but there's something about fertility coming through with the kangaroo. Jump to it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the analogy I'm getting. You know, you have the baby and you think you're protected because you just had a baby, so I can't possibly get pregnant again, and then bingo, suddenly you're pregnant again, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's another one coming, and I've only just got this one. I'm picking that up very strongly with this kangaroo energy. I'm gonna pull a card to go with that, actually, from the Metatron deck. This may or may not work. We've got the card of leadership has jumped out of the deck. Answer the call. You see, with regards to birth rates, there's that horrible book and film, The Handmaid's Tale, you know, where it's like factory farming of babies and hunting down women who are fertile and all of that. You see, we don't want that reality. We don't want that to become reality. So this is the opposite. Leadership, answer the call. Before I say what I'm thinking, let me just have one more card, please, Metatron. Transformation from darkness to light and detached from drama, and Akashic records and new dawn. Welcome back. There's definitely a message from Metatron coming through here about something about it's written that the human race survives, that there is a new dawn, there is a golden age, but it doesn't arrive tomorrow or the next day. We work towards it. We are the golden age. We are the new dawn. We create it. We transmute these lower energies. We turn darkness into light, but we can only do so by detaching from the drama and leading. It seems to be linked into manifestation. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave that message there, because because it feels like it's taking over the whole video. And I want to go back now, just recenter, and talk about Gaia, Mother Earth. Okay, how are we doing for time? 34 minutes and 34 seconds. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just holding the crystal skull in my hands. I just want to try and tune in, recenter. Okay, I'm being asked to take us to the core of Mother Earth. And I don't know about you, but maybe it's just because of films and Hollywood and, I don't know, the way it's been depicted over the years, or maybe it's just my distorted perception, flawed, distorted perception. But there's been this feeling that the core of Mother Earth is, well, I'm sure it's hot, but, or maybe it's not. I don't know what it is. But anyway, what she's showing me is this calmness at the centre. Not this sort of flaming, tortured mess, you know, this fiery pit, this real steadiness, in all seriousness, this real steadiness at the core. And sure, sometimes she has to send out flares in relation to quakes and such like. She has to move. She's like this great big, wow, I'm just seeing her energy at the core. She's magnificent. She is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge, vast. The only thing I can really liken it to, although this doesn't really fit, because I'm not seeing a big whale, but it's like a whale that is so huge that when it moves and breaches, everyone is just like, whoa, what is that? You know, that is something to behold. My heart has just flipped over because I've seen the whale breach. But it's not watery, it's earthy, you see, it's not like a dinosaur either, but it's the same analogy, this huge, great big dinosaur that just, once it actually gets up and you see how big it is and how vast it is and how powerful it is and how tiny we are. We're like a little ant in relation to the overall size. And this is just the core. This is the core essence. It really is pretty awe-inspiring. So what do you want to say from this very... I'm seeing a dragon now as well. You see, now I'm seeing a dragon. It's, again, same thing. It's like this dragon that just opens one sleepy eye and says, hello, can I help you? All is well. You know, the tail just moves and like a whole wave of air just, you know, goes across the whole world that could just cleanse the whole world just with a slight movement of that dragon's tail at the centre of the earth. One breath from the fire that comes out of her nostrils, because it's a she, this dragon is a she, can transmute everything if she wanted to. Also could destroy everything, but she doesn't want to destroy us. She knows she understands the power that she holds, and she uses it wisely, and she conserves it as well. There's something about conserves her energy. Completely and utterly unperturbed with regards to everything else that's going on up there or out there in relation to her. It's like this ancient mother that just raises one eye to make sure the kids are okay, which is us. And if need be, will step in to help us, which is why sometimes you see, I mean, I know devastation can often happen, and sometimes it has to happen. Sometimes she has to flood, or she has to quake. She has to move. But there are other times where she can show compassion, which is when the fire stops just there, or the flood stops and saves that one person. It's that type of thing. Because we all have this contract with her. And very much like the whale, She is the record holder of our contracts with her. She knows us better than we know ourselves, because we come from her and we go back to her. She knows our flaws. She knows our failures. She knows our triumphs. She knows us. She knows what we're capable of, for good, for bad. She tolerates us, but she does love us. And the thing that comes through very strongly as well is this energy of equality, that she loves all equally. And by that I'm talking about all species. The love she has for humanity is just as strong as the love she has for the bird kingdom, or just as strong as the love she has for the oceans, or just as strong as the love she holds for trees and etc. Very, very beautiful. Okay. Let's go to this deck. One of you reminded me of this deck today, on an unrelated matter. It's the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck by Alberto Villoldo. And one of you said that Alberto is from Peru. I believe that's true. Haven't checked that, that's what you said. And you said, as he is from Peru, and obviously there's a link with the new Pope with Peru, could you pull a card for Pope Leo from this deck? Actually, I'm going to do that now, I think. But I'm then also going to just pull some cards linking into Mother Earth. So let's just pull one card and linking to the Peruvian energy. The new Pope, Pope Leo. And again, I've read on Pope Leo. It was actually a very positive read. But again, back to what we think is what we manifest. That any new leader who comes onto the world stage, whether it's politically, from a religious perspective, social perspective, if we can wish them well, and we can put out to the universe that they can become a beacon of light or whatever it is, it's more likely to happen than if we damn them before they've even put their robe on. Let's pull two cards. We have the Sun and we have the Ghost Dance. Now I'm going to have to go to the book for regards to the Ghost Dance, which is right beside me. Interesting, the Ghost Dance is card number 22, which is a master number. I'll show you the card in a moment. Let me just find the passage though to see what it says. Ready? It says, the Ghost Dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honoured, they bring harmony to us. And when we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honour the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honouring your own past lives. The ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. That's rather nice, and it goes with the card of the Sun, card number 53. What is that about? I mean, we know what the Sun's about, but let's just see what it says in this book. The Sun is acknowledged by many cultures as the foremost masculine force. In other traditions, it is seen as the feminine in her full power. Either way, it is the most brilliant light for all beings and allows life to sprout from the dark feminine, Earth. It can be gentle and warming, close to sunrise or sunset. It can also be destructive, as in its zenith during a scorching summer. So it's about the life-giving light of our star, rekindling passion and creative energy. Sorry, I'm just going to have a sip of water. Oh, that's nice, iced water. Oh, okay, well, they're good cards for him. But anyway, I'll do more on the Pope in my next predictions video. Let's now put those cards back in the deck and just have a few cards for messages from Mother Earth in general. So any other messages, please, that want to come through in this reading, linked into Mother Earth. What is Mother Earth's medicine that we need at this time? What is the medicine that we need at this time? Sorry, there was 3 that came out. I didn't even see what they are, I just want one. What is the medicine from Mother Earth that we need at this time? The Tree of Life, card number 58. Look at the roots on that tree. We need to be rooting. We had the Tree of Life earlier from the Metatron deck. We need to start to understand the journey. I mean, I think most of you do. I'm constantly amazed, really, not in a judgmental way, but just the number of people that go through their life and don't take any notice, really, of the spiritual life or themselves as spiritual beings, or the fact that they are a soul having this human experience. And all the people they're coming into contact with are other souls having a human experience. And sometimes even working back, you know, imagining that this is your last day on earth. What is the legacy you wish to leave? How do you want to be remembered? What are you going to be producing in this lifetime via fruit and creativity or qualities? How do you wish to be remembered? So we have the Tree of Life as medicine. But I also feel that is about the trees as medicine. Literally the forests as medicine. Go and hug a tree. I love hugging a tree. It's that type of energy of just being in the forest, being in nature. Okay, let's pull one other card. What question will I ask now? What is the main message that wants to come through here, please, from Mother Earth herself? What is the main message that humanity needs to hear at this time? We've got the energy of the sorcerer. I said this earlier, that there are vipers in the nest. The sorcerer. I think this card also has positivity though as well. So let me just go to the actual words. I'll put the card up as well so you can see it. This is the source of dark power. The sorcerer represents the destructive aspect of the human psyche and the self-centered behaviour that harms others. It symbolises the unconscious beliefs and ideas that foster separation, conflict and scarcity. When the sorcerer enters your circle, you're being called to look at how your beliefs around scarcity and self-centered fear manifest in your world. Examine the destructive part of your psyche that misuses power or harbours feelings of resentment, vengeance, lust, greed, bigotry or hatred. Perhaps you've harmed someone because of these dark tendencies. If so, all is not lost. You have only forgotten that all beings are interconnected and the universe is abundant. The sorcerer arrives to challenge you to change your thinking. You're given a second chance. Correct your course and practice not blaming others for the darkness that lives inside you. Make peace with it and choose another way. I love that card, and I love the fact that I actually read out the words from it, because it's so easy to see that and to project it to all the baddies that are out there in our world. We can name them if we want to, that they are doing this to us, that they are spraying the skies, that they are doing this to the crops, that they are doing this, they are doing this, they are doing this. It's such disempowered language. It's exactly what I was trying to say at the beginning of this video, that the change starts within us. Many people not wanting to understand that their inner darkness, it's what the book says, our resentment, our vengeance, our lust, our greed, our bigotry, our hatred, all manifest outward to the sorcerers in the mix, that we can then blame because it's them. It's not us, it's them. Whereas actually they are only there because we have helped manifest them. They are a manifestation of our own separation, division, judgment, disorder, unhappiness, trauma, whatever you want to call it. So back to the medicine. The medicine is the tree of life. Card number 58. It's sort of what I've said already, but it also says here to find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts and your feelings. If you are too much in your thinking head or in a world of fantasies and daydreaming, I would also say, or fear, connect more with your roots and your physical body. If you are feeling stuck and not able to imagine a better life for yourself, be open and be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and your branches be aligned with your heart's longing. Yeah, brutal truths. Brutal truths from Gaia. Absolutely. Okay. I also have one other deck here which I was going to reference, which is the Denise Lynn Native Spirit, which tends to be more what can we do type thing, you know, but it might come up with something else, but we'll see. Let me just pull a card from here. What can we do? We've got eagle medicine. Yeah, I've really been noticing the energy of eagle in my own readings recently, and just awareness. Eagle medicine. Again, I'm going to reference the book. I'll show you the card in a moment. Many of you might know what eagle medicine is, but I'd still like to just honour the person who's done this deck and see what they said. It says profound connection to the creator and the heavenly realms. As the eagle soars high above the earth, it has the ability to see things from a higher perspective. Courage and stamina are filling your life. You have the ferocity to fight injustice and wrongdoings done to you or to others. It's very much what I talk about a lot with Metatron. It's seeing the bird's eye view, literally the eagle view. Eagles are considered to be one of the most sacred of all birds in many tribes and cultures. It reminds you to take heart, face fear, and you do have the strength to overcome any adversity. You also have a direct line to the Creator. Your prayers are heard and will be answered in accordance with your highest good. Yeah, that's interesting, this thing about prayer as well, because back to Archangel Sandalphon, who we were talking about at the start of this video, one of Sandalphon's roles is said to be taking our prayers to God. And you might say, well, why can't I just pray to God myself? Well, you can, of course you can. There aren't any rules here. It's more that some people feel a direct line to source, God, creator, whatever you want to call it, him, her, is too overwhelming, is too much. They feel as though they still need an intermediary. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. If you want to use an archangel as a bridge to a higher power, do it. No one's judging you. God's not judging you. The archangels are literally there to serve you and to serve God and to act as an intermediary and a bridge. So Sandalphon is said to be the one who sends the prayers to the Godhead. And so remember the power of prayer also at this time. Okay, the power of prayer. For ourselves, for Mother Earth, for the future of this planet. So let's just sink into that for a moment, the power of prayer and the energy of Mother Earth. And to be able to maybe say a prayer for her, to include her in our prayers at night, to send gratitude to her for her presence, her life force, her strength and determination, for hosting us in this incarnation, for having hosted us in many other incarnations, all the way through previous past lives and future lives to come. Thanking her for her role in the wider universe, thanking her for the light that she shines, thanking her for the lessons that can only be learnt here on Earth. Earth is Earth School, and we thank the Earth for being this place of teaching and learning and enrichment and wisdom. And we thank her for the varied experiences here. We thank her for the opportunity for change. We thank her for the seasons, for the tides in and the tides out. We thank her for all that has been given, all that has been created. And we strive to remember to see the beauty, not just the destruction. To see the joy, not just the despair. To see the hope, not just the fear. To cherish the time we have here. To appreciate the days left. And to honour the contracts that we have with her, with ourselves, and with others. Thank you, Mother Earth, for all you give. Thank you. And then just feeling a connection with your body, your physical body, the physical manifestation of your spirit in form, sending love to your body, sending love to all parts of you, to your organs, your bones, your skeleton, your skin, your hair, your breath, your roots. Sending love to your body. Sending love to the earth. Sending love to each other. We'll leave it there for today. Good place to stop. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Take a deep breath if you need to as well, just coming back into this space. And I will see you next video. Please put your roots down. That was actually quite an intense download. It's really beautiful. Take a little bit of water if you need to. Do some movement, some stretching. Nice deep breath. Come back into the wholeness of who you are and the wholeness of this beautiful world. I also will just say before we close out, I wanted to give a shout out to the beautiful candle that I've got lit here, because it is one that I sell and I had made for our tribe. This one is called Ground Me and is about helping us to feel safe. It's got some beautiful oils in it, particularly, just having a look, mandarin, patchouli, bay laurel, black pepper and vetiver. It's a natural soya wax candle with a cotton wick, and it's also got black tourmaline crystal in it as well. Can't show you that because otherwise I'm going to tip the wax over, but that's rather lovely. And also, of course, the Archangel Sandalphon spray, which is actually one of my favourites. I really enjoy using that one. It's a very soft grounding. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and supporting my work. I appreciate it. I'll see you next video. Bye-bye for now. Bye.